hello. My name is Steph. If you'd like to come on in, old souls, for some symbolic support, we're going to dive into this Inkblot and Oracle reading, scrying for shapes and symbols that speak. We are going to wander into the Book of Blots, choosing our muse that will become our mirror. You know all the good stuff. Timestamps below. Receive or release freely. I love you. Thank you. Let's go. All right. Preshuffle Insights. As I was sitting down and setting up, also some insights over the course of a few days, and it is what it is. Memory lane. And this leads me to just a shout out. I'll link below to Alejandra's Substack for her writings, because the memory lane is something specific her and I both tuned into. So I love that. The song Might As Well Go for a Soda by Kim Mitchell. Might as well go for a soda. Great times. Great tune. The song walking on broken glass. I don't actually know who sings it. Feel well to comment below. Paperback writer. So a lot of music came through, and it feels like tunes, different tones that you're listening to. IUE me, of course. Inevitably, here are the key Coles notes. Things are looking up, clear-headed, and understanding the language of sound in silence, which I have a feeling in some way, shape, or form is in song, or feels like a soul song. It's the soul song. Interesting. Because what I want to say now in this very, very moment is, you know how like we say self, soul, and spirit. Just in this moment, I want to say there's no self. It's just soul here. Like it's the soul expressed. Anyway, okay. Let's choose our muse. See where we're going in this clarity of things are looking up, but I'm actually looking within. All right, who do we have here? Oh, Atlantis. All right, thank you to whomever brought us to Atlantis. Atlantis will become our muse. Add mirror. You know the drill. Timestamps are below if you just want to pitter patter get to where you want to go. I don't take it personally. We're an unfolding experience here at the House of Scrying. This is the card that came through as well in the pre-shuffle. So stepping forward with that clarity, ripping of the contract, tearing something up. Even if I may, it's kind of like traveling the air. I kind of associate that this kind of color blue with Atlantis, if I may. It feels very watery. All right, let's go. You know the drill. We're just here to create a portal to perceive and receive in, less worrying about making a masterpiece. Feel well. To comment below what you see, sense, or feel as your insights to expand the iScry experience, and we all become the readers, seers, oracles, etc. Drop an emoji. Give a girl a like or a hype. Interesting. Brown. I wasn't expecting to use so much brown. I was honestly really expecting to use blue. So it's almost like in this clarity, things are looking up. And I said looking down, looking within. I want to say it's like clarity's not going to come from outside of me. IUE me, of course. But I feel like I'm looking out a window. And maybe there's a decision or indecision. Maybe even divination in general. Divining, communications of consciousness, etc. And it all feels loud and busy, confusing, maybe even foggy. It was like there's a piece of history, a memory you don't remember. Maybe you've had a past life in Atlantis, and the memories are coming forward, they're clearing up. A past life that your contractor cycle is done with, and it's caused some confusion. Like, why would I have chosen this? And I feel like you will find out, or have already found out why you did, why you do. And it's like waking up one day and going, oh, And it's very quiet. It's very, very quiet. The soul's quiet. But now I can hear the song. And now it's like I'm stepping outside, or stepping my consciousness outside while I'm sitting in this window. It's more abstract than usual, but you're here for it. And now, like, the sound of the traffic, the birds, the chickens, the trees, the people, the noises, the jobs, the construction, I'm hearing it all as music. And I'm the silence to appreciate that, how consciousness is communicating through all that. And suddenly I'm not confused, or it cannot confuse me, i.e. me. And whatever channel this is, personal, professional, corporate, creative, romantic, platonic. If you're opening up with me, let's take a nice deep breath. Close the eyes, cleanse the palate of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of anyone here at any time. May we all meet a message with meaning. No, no, no. All right. Yep. Yep. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, comment below. You can take a screenshot so you can scry on your own time. Personal use only. Memory lane is coming back up. Okay, somebody has a memory specifically of again, I apologize that I can only use very popular generalized things, but like Mayan memory. Somebody might have been a sacrifice in that space as well. It was because of one's purity, innocence, power, and those are powerful. Why one was chosen. But I also want to say, I kind of feel like in whatever context that's in, it was an honor. You may feel very differently, but at least for someone here, if that, it's like it was an honor, because it's almost like the purity and the power of that. It doesn't exist in a lot of spaces. But it's kind of like hard to find, rare. Okay. On the other hand, other rabbit holes stepping forward, there's a healing from that. Which may have had a focus of hiding a little bit behind veils, behind foggy weather, behind the clouds, so that your potency isn't seen. But I see something being torn up, this contract, this cycle, because just because one's potency of purity, innocence, and other words you might apply in here, does not mean you don't bite or defend, etc. And that's what's being called through. It's like that's what's being asked to be acknowledged. It's like seeing all these pieces float around in the air of consciousness. There's something about a stage here. So triangles seem to be a big deal as well. Legos. Blue black dragons, if those mean anything to anyone, or if you know what they symbolically stand for, please feel well to comment below. There is something about an actual ice cube here. See, memories are being unlocked. This is what's the memory lane. Something's being unlocked in the memory mind. Fascinating. It's almost like I can feel for a moment like it's happening, like you're going through it, and there's choices that you're making in whatever context and channel, right? And it's like now it's like when you make the decision and put any sort of action, inaction, neutrality towards it, There's no fear. There's no fight. You're not fighting for your position. You're not fighting for status or success. Those might be byproducts of you stepping into the space of clarity. Because while things are looking up, I'm looking within. So I'm actually looking down. So it's like the crown of my head communicates, sees the up. But I feel like I'm here. You might be praying, mudras, meditations, whatever feels good to you. And this is where I want to say the self. Did I say it already? Doesn't exist. I'm just soul. I'm the soul expressed, an earthly expression of the soul. We refer to it as the self, and I fully understand that as Steph, but in this moment, that word is no longer. I don't know how else to say it. In this moment, that word is no longer. I am soul. You are soul. Express. Okay, let's keep going. In the spirit of Atlantis being our muse and our mirror, there's different building blocks here. And I think that whatever's coming up for you, however you see the world, and if you're still here in this reading, it's because you not only do you see things differently, sense things differently, and feel them differently. And this isn't to create degrees of separation or specialities. This just is because it's led soul. I feel like I'm just going to keep saying the same things. So the building blocks as new memories are unlocked and they help, and also memories and contracts that are being torn up. Really, they're used as kindling of sorts, if I may. I want to note as well when I'm saying that there's no anger. It's completion. And I call it, you call it, this is complete. So there's no resentment here, because I feel like that was creating a fog or something that seemed really, really loud. And it's like I bonked my head and fell into a sleep. And I woke up groggy, again, like the same process. But once you kind of get your footing, you're like, oh, and it's like walking outside and suddenly the birds sound like the birds. There's not this clutter of stuff around it, even though there's still traffic and there's this and there's that. And this is part of that, I think, understanding the language of sound and silence, but really it's a song. What's that song? Hello, darkness, my old friend. Sound of silence. Okay, where do we want to go? Cheeky, cheeky. The structures here are just different. The building blocks are different. It's more like a mosaic. Okay, thank you. That's what it feels like when I'm saying the word different, because on my tongue, I'm like, oh, I get it. But the energy around it feels incorrect, but just, So when I say different, these building blocks are different. It's like a puzzle that was a thing, a vision cut, right? So there's all these things that fit. But then take that same vision and maybe stamp it or imprint it with a mosaic cutting or a free form cutting. So the pieces are just, they're different. They're not, it's, thank you. I'm tearing up a non-compete clause. So there you go. If that means anything to you, even with oneself, right? Starting with oneself. Never mind outside, but we'll see that with blah, 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 blah. You get it. So it's like this image can be stamped and cut as a puzzle that we traditionally know it and appreciate the journey of. Very meditative, very, it's a process. And then it can also be made into a mosaic, and how it might be chopped up is just different. But then the puzzle stamp is different if you, okay, you get it. I'm not going to carry on about it. It's insane, but you get the gist. There are sound tunnels. Sound tunnels. All these different shapes. I'm seeing water rise. 5 of Pentacles coming in the cave of ice. Things are keeping a lookout. 5 of Pentacles might mean something to you. Please follow that. It has something to do with one of the memories. Also something about, in the spirit of Atlantis, the wealth of what was once was still infected by a third party that instilled something within the Atlanteus auric atmosphere. I'm not saying I know what the heck I'm talking about, but here it is. And that sparked control. It's that non-compete clause thing, but there's a compete. It's a compete and control. And I believe it's like with Lumeria, but everything was fine there. So there's a third party here. I also want to say, if 5 of Pens means anything to anyone in the Cave of Ice, that's something that could be melting in this ice cube here with these owl eyes. I'm going to say it this way. It's like somebody inserted a memory card, and I'm going to plot myself into me, and that said, this is part of your makeup. But that memory card, it's like the Atlantis, there's a third party. And it's like suddenly you get a memory and you're like, hold the phone. Hold the phone. Walking on broken glass. It's kind of like that mosaic. And maybe by walking on the mosaic, the memory, it creates what is broken glass, but it creates the mosaic. And so I want to say, might as well go for a soda. Nobody hurts. Wild. Did I say there was a stage here? I feel like I'm walking up on stage or towards a stage or a veranda. Yeah, there's a person's face there. Yeah, there's absolutely a person's face there. Whoa. I also want to note that if I was seeing that same stage with these steps is turning into a book from our Insights paperback writer. I'm just sitting here. Interesting. They're sitting, but with their hands on their knees. Am I waiting? Okay, so these energies are coming toward this energy sitting. There's a conversation happening there. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Iguana. Something about the moon. Subconscious. Whatever moon might feel to you. And you know me, I also encourage you to drop your own cards along the way of this. Queen of Pentacles is coming in. I just kind of want to note, see her face there. It kind of looks like, I know there can be blinders, but also a book, like putting your putting your face, putting your stamp on something. I want to note for someone here that's in the cave of winds of the mind, you've had to walk away from this. It's like realizing that memory chip isn't yours. It's like you can't fix it because it's not yours. It's I don't know how else to say it. Hmm. Cave of First Fires, Nine of Pentacles. Oh, thank you. See this face here? This dude is right there. Something about cool as a cucumber. The sky is bigger here. The sky is clean. The sky is clean. Something about a hammer drill. There's laughing going on. These look like big snails. They're huge. And the shell is a cheeky unto myself a universe. It just went all 3D on me. There's eyes with eyelashes. There is a one-eyed cycloptic. It is an owl sideways. Ace of Pentacles. I think that's the one-eyed owl. It's kind of like the three-eyed raven in Game of Thrones, but it's a one-eyed owl. This is like turning into a whole totem. It's like a structure being built. I don't know if totem's the right word, to be honest with you, possibly in one memory, in one lifetime, or here and now, if it applies. Uh so something on stage. I feel like this is, no, you might be on stage. Congratulations, presenting something, opening yourself up to something, to be, visible, seen, felt, heard. And I celebrate that. I celebrate that things are looking up for you to rise in with, by going within, looking down. It's really looking up. But there's something just, it's like an epicray rabbit hole over here. And for simplicity's sake, I'll just tell you you can do what you want with it. I think they call it Bohemian Grove. And there's like so this was one kind of owl, but this is a different kind of owl. And I feel like it represents something else, where the owl has, other faces of it of sorts. And this one is that. And they've got these very horned. Yeah. What's the value of this? Why am I seeing that? I don't really ask why a whole lot, but I suppose just in this moment of, for us here and now, I'm like, oh, there's a pyramid in here as well. Oh, I feel like it's all sorts of like secrets. Dare I say secret societies, because we ourselves are one if you're part of the secret society. But this feels secretive. Um, this feels like there's, at least, I'm going to just use the term generally, a third party interaction that is influencing people in power, but are actually insecure, so pursue or are vulnerable to being infected by others that see that weakness under the guise of being powerful because of a position, perhaps, but are influenced to the greater benefit of the third party. There might be more than three, but I'm just simply expressing how as the sensation. And there are awarenesses of such activities that perhaps in a soul space will be answered for. This feels like universal justice, esoterically speaking. I am seeing a cat that is reading a long letter, so I feel like there's a long list of names. There's also something here. I'm going to wander outside of that. Thank you. If that message should serve or inspire. Uh, Either people that have frozen themselves or they're, what is that? That technology where people like freeze themselves. Mm. Wow. Well, that went weird, but here we are. Let's give birth. Holy schmoly macaroni. The Hermit. Some sort of illumination is here. I don't really, I feel like, and if you look at the artistry of the card, like that egg is actually now like his hat or her hat, if you're a his or a her. Eight of Pentacles is on the bottom. Sacral and solar plexus are coming together, absolutely. Something, okay, when I want to say it's like things are looking up, clear-headed, understanding the language of sound and silence in this song. It's like seeing a star in its physical expression is really us seeing its song, seeing its soul singing. Nonetheless, something about Atlantis as well I want to come back to, understanding it's our muse, but it is here, so I'm going to acknowledge it. There is something that in that timeline, if you have a past life there, Lumeria, Mu, all that kind of good stuff, like in that, some understanding of what happened to you, how it happened then. Either this memory is coming up, maybe you also might be working with hypnosis, but there's something that stems from there. Karmically is cleared up, but the clarity or the knowing or understanding, what you do with that, how you live, is really what I want to say is like admired. Because as a collective of this energy, of Atlantis energy, it's like, oh, their awareness I say they're a little bit like they're separate, but you know what I'm saying, has already been activated and understood. So there's no karma there. It has been. Um how essentially something was defeated because whether, you know, if I'm going with the Lumerian Atlantean War, the third party really defeated both, but it's almost like this. Where the heck am I? What is going on, Atlantis? What are you? Because I feel like I'm in a tomb and some sort of like cryo tank. I feel like I have a piece of the map, like it's been torn out like that puzzle. I have a piece and I'm looking at it. There's like this popey figure here as well. And here's the irony. It's almost like the benefits of your memory lighting up multidimensionally, however this, or memories from your childhood, things that we have forgotten, things that we do out of muscle memory, building new muscle memories. I want to say before I flip it over, oh my gosh, I feel like I've been yammering on so long. Regardless, you understand the benefits and rewards of that for you. And that feels so shiny. I, I feel like you feel, or I'm seeing you, I feel you like that star in the sky. Shiny. I don't know. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to flip this. I hope this would serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. And yeah, let's go for a soda and go to the flip side. Until next time, so much love. Bye. Let's get ourselves an Easter egg time. Oh, for heavens and hot dogs, there's so much going on here. Generosity, ancestors, and honesty. I'll see you on the flip side if you're joining us.